Hi there, it's Carl Irwin, the Common Magician, and this is an experiment in probability. I've got a couple decks of cards, I've got a pair of dice, and we're going to roll the dice just to demonstrate that they roll different each time. We get different numbers every time that we roll it, so that this is free and fair. What we're looking for is a number and a card, and you kind of know where this is going. So we've got here a number, we've got, let's see, what do we end up? 24. We need a card. I've got a deck of cards here. This is not like a one-way deck or something like that. None of that nonsense. What we're going to do is we're just going to make a selection just by dribbling the cards, and wherever we stop is what we use. So we'll dribble into the deck somewhere in the middle, and we'll go with this card here, 2 of diamonds. And again, it could have been anything. We had all these options in here, all the options available. I have another deck of cards over here. You can kind of see where this is going. What we're going to do with this deck, again, all the cards are here. This is very important. Again, not one-way forcing decks, nothing like that. No Svengali decks, nothing of the sort, okay? We've got a deck of cards. We're going to Schrodinger's cat this sucker so that nobody knows what is inside of it, right? That's the idea. This isn't typically how this kind of effect would work, but this will be fun if we do it this way. So we'll give it a cut. We will shuffle, burying the top card. Okay, we'll do this twice because that is proper procedure. In fact, we'll even give it some strip cuts, and we'll do it again. We'll cut, we'll bury the top card again, and in fact, this isn't right unless you riffle, riffle, strip, riffle, and then cut. So we'll give it a cut, and let's see what we got. 24, 2 of diamonds. Who knows? Let's see. We'll count them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Now, I just got to point something out here. Okay? 21, 22. This would be in the realm of odds, 1 chance in 52. It would be. In order for it to be 1 chance in 2,704, as many claim, the outcome would have to predict that a card would be selected and that a position would be selected. Just by finding a card at a position, you don't actually verify that prediction. One does not necessarily confirm the other. You see, once a card or a number are named, or both, they become known variables. And the chance that a card shows up at a number or a number identifies a card is always 1 chance in 52 every single time. In order to make this 1 chance in 2,704, you have to do it like this. 23. This is card 24. Says so right here. 24 says so. I predicted that this would be card 24. Obviously, right? This is cards 1 through 23. These are cards 25 through 52. This is the back. This is the front. You already know where this is going. Okay, so this is what 1 chance in 2,704 look like. I predicted the number, and simultaneously I predicted another 1 chance in 52 back to back with the spectators. That's the odds of 52 times 52, which is where you get 2,704. Without predicting both things in a verifiable way, you don't get those odds. Okay? This is how you get there. Now, this is just silly and fun. Okay, obviously. This is just silly and fun, a demonstration. But truly, if you want those odds, the real way to get to them is you would have to do any card at any number kind of like this. Well, obviously, you could do it like that. And this isn't even really fair in that sense. What you would have is you would have a deck of cards sitting out in the open, right? Shuffled maybe before it's put away. And then someone would name a card. Someone would name a number. And then you would say, excuse me, I predict, still getting over this terrible cough. I predict that you were going to pick that number and that you were going to pick that card. And I can prove it. And you go over and then you have someone deal down to the number. You show that the card is the right one, and then you show all the other cards are blank. That would be 1 chance in 2,704. But having all the other cards in there, you can't really verify that that is the prediction that you made. It's just a chance opportunity, which is 1 in 52 from 2 variables, right? And they're variables that exist in the deck. The deck always has those 52 identities. The deck always has 52 positions, right? They're known. They're known measurements, identities, and positions. And they're always there. If I say, what is the probability that 5 of hearts is at 13? The chances of the 5 of hearts being at 13 from a shuffled deck is 1 chance in 52. And whenever you merely call for a number and call for a card, you're really just doing that same exercise every time. Now, does that mean you shouldn't say 1 chance in 2,704? No, I would use that, right? Oftentimes, I push the limit even further. I say 1 chance in nearly 3,000. You know, I kind of round up because it sounds really impressive, right? I even try to justify it and say that one piece of information would confirm the other one. But the fact is that you always have static variables. You're just choosing which increment of measurement out of the known variables to use to measure, right? If I said 5 and 13 and I shuffled a deck, it's 1 in 52 that it's there. If I shuffle the deck again, I say 5 and 13 again, 5 of hearts and 13, I shuffle the deck, it's still 1 in 52. It doesn't matter if I stick with that card and that number every time, or if I change the card and number every time. The reason why it doesn't change is because this exercise doesn't have a memory. It has no memory. It's like Russian roulette, but every time you play, you are switching the ammo around, right? It's like blackjack, but every time you play around, you reshuffle. Every time you shuffle the deck, the memory is erased from the game. That's why card counting works the way it does, because probability decreases, right, or rather increases for particular hits on particular cards, higher values as you're counting. So that's the discussion. Many people really get confused by this because the assertion is that, well, if they pick 13 and they pick 5 of hearts and that ends up in the same place, it's like they both picked the same thing twice, right? That's the logic, but that's not actually true, right? They didn't really do that. They didn't really pick the same thing because those two identities are really completely divorced from each other. Again, do the exercise on your own. Just say it to yourself. What is any card at any number? Pick any card, shuffle a deck, name any card, shuffle a deck, and see if it hits that spot. The chance that the increment, the measurement, the hash mark, which is the card that you named, will end up at the number that is chosen is only 1 chance out of every 52. The card is just a marker to fit into a slot. And there are 52 slots that card can fit into. Merely the fact that the spectator names the card doesn't change anything. They're just stating what the measurement variable is going to be. It's no different than if you did it yourself, right? You have to do it this way to really get those odds. It is a pretty amazing trick, right, to do this kind of a thing where you can demonstrate that I knew that you were going to do that, I knew that you were going to do that. But honestly, the probability there is the same as just saying, having 2 pieces of paper, right, and saying, think of any card, name any card. And they name it. 2 of diamonds, right? And you say, think of a card, name any card. They say Jack of clubs. And then I turn over this piece of paper and I say 2 of diamonds and it says Jack of clubs. That's the same probability, 1 chance in 2,704, because you've confirmed the exact same 1 chance in 52 twice in a row consecutively, right? That's the idea. So there it is. That's how you get there. That's how you get there. Your effect would have to look like that to actually get those odds. It's okay, in my opinion, to use those odds when you're talking to people because we always want to inflate the outcome, but really ACAAN is always 1 in 52. It really always is, unless you can verify that you predicted the card they were going to choose, and you predicted the number that they were going to choose. And you don't even need a deck of cards to do that. You just need a slip of paper with the names on. All you need is a thumb writer, and you can do it, right? Wouldn't be as interesting, but that's it. So anyway, through my coughing, hacking, and fun and games, we found the 24th card, the 2 of diamonds, in a shuffled deck. Have fun with that. Happy magicking.